So my background personally is growing up in a fairly privileged way. That I grew up in Westchester, New York, in a community that had a wonderful school district, and I grew up with two caring parents and two caring grandparents who lived around the corner, many of whom were all educators. And I grew up in such a loving and warm household that I think really contributed to also my want to give back to the community. So both my mom and my grandmother were both special education teachers in New York, in the Bronx. My grandma tells the story of how she was looking for a job teaching foreign language, and her principal goes to her and says, maybe you'd like to teach this new thing that's just coming out called special education. And it's incredible just the amount of history that's behind there. And I feel like looking at them as teacher role models for me has really driven my path into education a whole lot. And so we were constantly, giving back to our community as a very privileged group. So that was just like what was instilled into me as a young kid. And of course, I also grew up kind of struggling with being gay, and being gay in a world that I felt would never accept me. I ended up coming out later in high school, and it was the greatest thing ever. To be accepted like that was also a big and welcome surprise. Now I almost view, in New York City at least, being gay can almost be a privilege all over again. If you're a white gay male, you are almost privileged in New York City.